Let's return now, though, to another of our top stories today, the report that comes out today from the Canada Border Services Agency on what led up to the taser death of Robert Dziekanski. It'll be the first time the agency gives a public accounting. Joining me by telephone from Qualicum, BC is Walter Kosteckyj, and he is the lawyer for Robert Dziekanski's mother. Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
Thank you for giving us some time today. 6 weeks it has been since Mr. Dziekanski's death, and we've heard nothing from the Canadian Border Services Agency. How important is this piece today in understanding what happened that night?
Well, I think it's very important because I think Canadians are wondering how it is that somebody can come to our country, get lost in the secure area for 6, 7, or 8 hours, and that the Canadian Border Services don't seem to take cognizance of having a person that's gone through the primary customs and hasn't shown up.
Mr. Dziekanski's mother had sort of indirect dealings with Canadian Border Services officers at the airport that night. What were they?
Well, she had actually had somebody with her that traveled to camps with her, and that gentleman was asked by Mrs. Dziekanski to go to Canadian Border Services and to inquire about Robert at about 9:30. He had with him his name and other details, and he went and spoke to an immigration officer, but you can only do that through a phone system there. And to make it short, they had a conversation that maybe lasted 5 or 6 minutes at most. But in any event, at the end of that, he was told that that without breaching any confidence, there were no Polish immigrants there today, and that they should go home, that he wasn't there.
So no effort made to go and look and try to locate him or see if he might be somewhere in the airport?
Not according to the witness. He says that the conversation lasted 4 or 5 minutes, that at no time did the customs officer hang up the phone and go traipsing around or have a look, and wasn't even interested in getting the name of the individual because, as she put it to him, I can tell you, there are no Polish immigrants here tonight.
So you spoke earlier of the sort of broader overview question that Canadians want answered when they get some of these details, but particularly, what's the key question for Robert Dziekanski's mother? What is she looking to see in this report today?
Well, I think she's looking for the detail. What actually happened? Who helped him? Were there Polish-speaking people there? What was the degree of the language skill of the person, if there was somebody? What was the degree of language skill that they had? Is it somebody that can barely speak, or is it somebody that actually is fluent or really able to communicate?
And from your perspective and the legal case perspective, how will what's in this report determine your next course of action legally? Well,
I think some of this is, I expect that the information won't be, I'll be surprised if it's full and thorough, given that it's taken 6 weeks to prepare a report where there was only 2 or 3 people that would have had any contact with Robert. But what I will be doing is preparing myself based upon what I hear in this report and what is provided to me by the coroner to prepare for the coroner's inquest.
And overall, as you watch, we have the RCMP chair of complaints now looking into this. There's the public inquiry. There is the coroner's inquest that you just referred to. How satisfied are you, sir, with how the evolution is of the process to determine what happened, what went wrong here?
Well, I'm happy, of course, that there are inquiries that are now taking place. The difficulty is that these inquiries, we have a system where it takes this amount of public pressure to put some accountability into the system, it seems. And that's troubling, I think, not just for me, but for Canadians in general.
Mr. Kosteckyj, thank you.
You're very welcome.
Our guest from British Columbia. More on this story through the day.